Meantime, efforts to get those remaining hostages free continue to hit a wall. Hamas's top leader, Yahya Sinwar, who has the final say on any ceasefire and hostage deal, is out of sight. Sinwar is long thought to be hiding in the tunnels deep beneath Gaza. A member of the Israeli Knesset told me yesterday that on the show that Sinwar may actually be in disguise, perhaps even wearing women's clothing to evade capture. Sinwar is now the most wanted man by Israel. So how has he managed to evade both Israeli and U.S. intelligence? Joining us now is Norman Roule, former senior U.S. intelligence official. He served in the CIA for 34 years. He's also a senior advisor with the Warfare, Irregular Threats, and Terrorism Program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Great to have you on the show. I know that immediately after October 7th, the United States sent sizable intelligence assets, equipment, personnel to Israel to assist in finding all these leaders of Hamas. Sinwar's the #1 target. How has he managed to evade capture so far?
Good afternoon. So let's consider who Yahya Sinwar is. He's a very seasoned, sinister actor who knows his environment, and he has a small coterie of trusted officials who help him communicate. He understands that electronic means of communications will mean his death, and therefore he tries to stay off the net, stay off the use of electronic communications, and use couriers. This makes it difficult for him to communicate, difficult for him to control his organization. But by using this remote control of his organization and changing locations frequently, it's difficult to locate him for Israel to take him.
Yeah, this is very much the way Osama bin Laden was operating in his final years when he was in hiding, also not relying on any phones, any text messages, any computers of any kind. But he wasn't running a terrorist network the way Sinwar seems to be doing.
Well, Sinwar's control over Hamas has eroded significantly. And indeed, Hamas itself as a military organization has been almost entirely annihilated. It tends to operate in small, autonomous groups who fight in their neighborhoods and fight in specific locations. His primary role is to coordinate those remaining remnants that have some sort of organization and to communicate to the negotiators on the ceasefire and the hostage negotiations. And of course, that is much more difficult since he tends to be moving and communications are so slow.
The U.S. has sent ground-penetrating radar to Israel to try and help the Israelis map out this underground tunnel system. The IDF several times has said, we're close, we think we're going to get him, only to not get him. He apparently needs to come up from the tunnels every few days or so for, quote, health reasons. Is that for air quality? What is that?
Well, it could be for air quality, but it also could be just to connect with other individuals who are carrying out his orders. So let's look at how Israel uncovers information on his activities. Israel has acquired a vast amount of intelligence information since this campaign began. Interrogation of prisoners, their own mapping of the tunnels, use of drones within tunnels, our ability to provide technological equipment to locate tunnels is important, but I think this other information is key. And also, as Sinwar moves, he's going to create ripples, and those individuals who are in touch with him create ripples. Some of that will appear electronically, and that allows Israeli forces to move into these very congested neighborhoods with civilians who Sinwar uses as a shield to then close in on him. And in some cases, they've been very, very close.
Yeah, we saw after, the terrible attack at the Munich Olympics that Israel can sometimes take its time. Revenge is best served cold. It will sometimes take years to track down people who are responsible and execute them. Sinwar has to know he will never be able to live freely, ever, anywhere.
Yes, he is a dead man walking, and this is revenge that will be best served quite warm. You're looking at a situation where the Israelis recognize that with his eradication, the remaining organization of Hamas would likely dissolve. That doesn't mean Hamas is any less dangerous, but it's less organized and less capable of planning operations. But Sinwar is going to have a smaller and smaller area to operate as Israel undertakes additional tunnel captures, additional intelligence, and goes neighborhood by neighborhood and closes in on him.
Yeah, important to remember there are hundreds of miles of underground tunnels. This is no small feat to track him down. He's also reportedly keeping hostages around him to guarantee his own safety. Norman Roule, fascinating to talk to you. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.